Hey singers, I'm Sara Lee. This is singingtv.com. Together you and I, we're making singing simple. And I'm here today with a user question. Someone from YouTube, Rukaya C, said, another great video. Could you possibly do one about singing health, like products or techniques that people use to keep a healthy voice or recover a voice when it's lost? I could have used that last week when I completely lost my voice 1 week before being at a production of Annie. That stinks. Using stuff like VocalZone and Sanderson's throat mixture helps, but I think it would also be good for others to know and also to hear what you do to keep your cords healthy and strong. This is a great question, and I'm led to believe just by your question that you probably are somewhere in the UK, because VocalZone and Sanderson's are British products. So the one thing that's really important to know is that anything that you ingest, whether it's food, drink, or water, or whatever, doesn't actually come in contact with your vocal folds. What do I mean? I use this a lot here. Let's see if just very quickly you can see if I bring it up to the camera, kind of like this. There you go. All right, so what I want you to know is that anytime you eat food, it goes in here into the mouth, and then what happens is this epiglottis, which is a little piece of cartilage here, closes down if you're, anytime you swallow, and food or drink goes down the esophagus, which is the food and drink tube. The other tube, the trachea, is where air goes. So if you're just breathing, the epiglottis is up, air goes through the open vocal folds and then into the trachea. So what that means is that if you're eating or drinking anything, it never actually comes in contact with your vocal folds. What it does is come in contact with your throat. So, for instance, if your throat hurts, which is not actually in your larynx, it's here in the back of your mouth, there are things that you can do to try and relieve that. Any kind of throat lozenges, sometimes there are numbing agents, things like that can help. However, if you're doing that, if you're using a numbing agent just to sort of, so that you can't feel what you're doing, then you must be careful not to abuse your throat or your, or anything else, just because you can't feel it, right? That's not such a great idea. But what that means is that when we eat or drink, stuff goes down the esophagus into the stomach. When we breathe, so anything you're breathing in like air, humidified water, like from a humidifier, smoke, anything like that, that's what actually goes and touches your vocal folds. The best way to keep your vocal folds in good health is to keep hydrated. And this is not, remember, if I just said that, well, but water doesn't touch the vocal folds, what does it do? It hydrates your whole body. We did an episode called, I think it was called Water. You can go back and check that out. But you're not hydrating straight to the vocal folds, you're hydrating the entire body and your muscles within the body, part of which are your vocal folds, your vocal cords. So that is one thing you have to do. And then the other is vocal rest. What does that mean? It means not singing, not talking. If you're hoarse, generally it's because you've got swollen vocal folds. And if they're swelling up, they're not touching all the way, they're swelling up, and then air can get in between them and you'll sound more like ah instead of ooh, and that can be problematic for several different reasons. So, best thing to do is complete total vocal rest. So if you need to, write stuff out. Hey, what time's dinner? Sorry, I forgot to send emails. Whatever it is, listen to your voicemail and return it as an email. If you can't talk, give it a couple days vocal rest, and you should notice that swelling should go down, and your vocal cords should be in better shape. That is the best way to take care of your cords if you've already gotten hoarse. In order not to get hoarse, of course, we want to be preventative all the time, and this is what I do. Drink plenty of water and other liquids, stay hydrated, not including caffeine or alcoholic beverages, those dry the cords, and all the body out in general. So yeah, using any of those throat lozenges and stuff, they're good for your throat, but they don't actually come in contact with the larynx. So plenty of water, stay hydrated, not screaming, not yelling, singing healthfully, and particularly making sure that you're going on vocal rest if something happens and you become hoarse or you develop any sort of airiness, extra breathiness that's not normal for you. Hope that helps, and yeah, I think that's all I can think of for now. Thank you very much. I'm Sara Lieb. This is Singing TV. Oh, no, before I forget, I almost forgot. I want to start doing a question of the day. I know I was doing it at the beginning. Let's do a question of the day. Who is the artist in your CD player or MP3 player right now? Write it down. Use it in a comment on singingtv.com or here on YouTube, whatever you want. I'm Sara Lieb. This is Singing TV. Together, you and I, we're making singing simple. Sorry about my dog. He's trying to get into the studio.